Hey everyone, it's Linda. Today we're in my kitchen because I'm going to share a recipe for what I think is the best tasting peanut butter frosting I've ever tasted. And we're going to put it on top of this brownie. It's a peanut butter brownie, and I simply used this mix from Betty Crocker, and I also added a few extra Reese's peanut butter chips to the brownie mixture. And let me show you the ingredients that you're going to need and we'll get started. And here's what you're going to need. You're just going to need some creamy peanut butter, a stick of butter, some confectioner's sugar, and some milk. Alright, to this bowl I have added a stick of butter softened and a cup of creamy peanut butter. I don't think crunchy would work, you need creamy. And I have also measured out 2 cups of powdered sugar or confectioner's sugar, whichever you prefer to call it. And I have some milk in this measuring cup. The recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of milk, but, well, 2 to 3 actually, but sometimes it takes more than that, it just all depends. And so what I'm gonna do off camera is I'm gonna take the mixer and I'm gonna mix up this peanut butter and butter. Okay, the peanut butter and butter have been blended together till it's smooth and creamy, and I'm gonna gradually add in the confectioner's sugar, and I'm just going to do that by folding it in. I'm not going to use a mixer, so I'm going to put about half of it in there, and I'm just going to start folding it in. I'm telling you, this is delicious. And I left the powdered sugar setting out because sometimes you end up needing more powdered sugar. I don't know how it's possible to use the same amount of ingredients each time and still need more or less than the other, but with cooking, that's just the way it goes, right? So we're gonna add the rest of this powdered sugar. And it should start stiffening up. Yes, as you can see, it's starting to get pretty stiff, pretty thick now, kind of hard to turn. So this is where we're going to start adding a little bit of milk, and start with a little bit at first and work your way up and save yourself some misery. So this is a tablespoon measure, so I'm going to add about a tablespoon for the first time. Getting to be the consistency that we want, sort of like a canned frosting almost, but I'm going to add just a little bit more milk. So I'm thinking this time I'm probably just going to need to use 2 tablespoons of milk. And hopefully you can tell it's nice and creamy now, and that's exactly the consistency that I want. So I'll save the rest of this milk for a cup of coffee. I won't throw it away. Waste not, want not, right? So now we're going to take the brownies, and I'm simply going to use a spatula, and I'm just going to start dropping the frosting on top. Now we're simply just going to smooth this out, and this frosting will make the brownies even more moist. You know how brownies can kind of dry out on top, so this will keep these nice and moist. And I'm going to have probably one, and then I'm going to pass them out to my my family, because I cannot keep sweets in the house around me. Sweets are my weakness. And there you have it. Simple and absolutely delicious frosting. And I'm going to sample one little piece. And that is going to be it, kids. One piece. One little piece. The first piece is always the hardest piece to get out. So it's time for a taste test. It is so good. So, as always, until next time, thanks for watching.